Hey lovelies, today I am showing you how to crochet this super simple crochet top I freehanded. Now it is really beginner friendly. You only need a 4.5mm hook and I used some scrap yarn. Now how many colors you want to use is totally up to you, but without anything else to say, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, first we are going to create a slip knot and cast onto a 4.5mm hook. From here, you have two choices. One, make a magic circle, which you could do if you already know how to or prefer that method. Or you are going to chain 5 and slip stitch into that first stitch to close into a little ring. Then you are going to chain 2 and place 4 double crochets into the middle of that ring area you just created. Once you have completed all 4 double crochets, you are going to chain 2 and then place 4 more double crochets into your same ring area. Our current project should look something like this. Now from here, you will chain 2 and turn your work. Now we're going to be putting 1 double crochet into each of the following stitches for a total of 4, right before we reach our chain 2 space. Once you reach the chain 2 space, go right into the gap and do 3 double crochets. Now you will chain 2 and then into that same gap space you will do 3 more double crochets. Once you finish, you will then keep going with the way you started and put 1 double crochet into each 4 of the last of your stitches. Currently, you should have something that looks like this. Now, as you see, I do not have any more yarn on here, but that is because I'm doing a color change, which is pretty simple, where you start your double crochet, but you don't finish it, and then you get your secondary color and you finish off that second part of the double crochet. If you are not doing a color change, you would simply finish out your double crochet, and then from there, you will chain 2. From here, the pattern will repeat the same process. You are going to turn your work and then you're going to put 1 double crochet into each of the following stitches until you reach your chain 2 space. Now that you've reached the chain 2 space, you're going to put 3 double crochets again into that space. Once you're finished, you will then chain 2 again, and then you're going to put 3 more double crochets into that gap space. From here, you will once again put 1 double crochet into each of the next stitches. And just like that, this pattern will continue to repeat. You are working this top from top to bottom, so this will be the beginning of your top, and you will continue to your desired length. And I will explain how to kind of guesstimate your sizing in the next part of this video. Hey, so now you should have something that looks just about like this. As you can see, it's not like perfectly straight or tension. I probably messed up on a couple of stitches, was a little bit too tight, but that doesn't matter for something like this, which is why I didn't care too much, because we are going to steam it after we finish it up. So right now it looks still too small. I used acrylic yarn, as you can see, but as I've made this shirt before, I know that 15 of these little holes is going to be about all I need per se, and we're gonna see. So I am going, but before we steam it, I'm going to show you guys how to do the final step, which is just the lining all around it. So depending on your color, now I will be continuing with this color around, and so I'm gonna add the lining up, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. The lining is pretty simple since I'm using the same color. I did not need to cut it, but if you do, you'll just pull one more and go ahead and snip. But I'm using the same color, so I went ahead and chained 1 and then went right into the next stitch. I'm doing single crochets all the way around. I'm kind of just finding the gaps in between the yarns, so I think I found about 2 of those gaps in between each of those colors, if you can kind of tell. When I got to my middle gap, I added 3 double crochets only. once you reach the end, you will chain 1 and then continue your single crochets all the way around. Okay guys, so here is the top. This is where we are at. I'm going to show you kind of an idea on how to do your strings. I should have done that before I put my strings through, but I wouldn't have been able to because you know. Now with this, I will say if you want it to fit like mine where it's kind of up, this is going to make a cross in the back, so you'll be starting with your bottom string, making a cross, and then it will go through these, and then you will pull up. So these are straps. Yeah, so this is really what pushes them up. Yeah, so that is how I get my like push-up effect essentially. Now from there, so you will start without your chain, of course. Your chain, my chain at least, was just 130 inches, so I had to go past my measured tape almost twice, and I did not like stretch it, so this is just like, it just like kind of lanky, not really me stretching the chain. You guys might just need a little bit longer, just depending. So with this in mind, you will have your just triangle paste. You will pull the top parts, and they should each reach each side of your armpits, and then the piece that is connecting here, the string, the stitch you're looking for will be underneath your bosom area essentially. And so you will put one string on each side and then put one at the very tip. So first you will go through the back string, and you should have both strings on both sides. You will then cross and then bring each string up onto each side, pull them through, and then pull up and tie. If you want the draping effect, which is optional, I'm going to show you how to do the little draping effect, just if you want to add a little zhuzh. I'm actually going to end up keeping this the same, but I'm going to show you guys how to do this little step since it's so quick. Now you have these holes, and they're actually going to be the thing that make the drape effect. You are going to fold this first circle into the next one forward, and then you're going to take that and fold it actually inwards to your chest, and then you're going to do that till you get to the amount of drapage you want. So I'm going to do one more, right? And now you should have it kind of in your hands, right? I then usually go down one more, just I go down the farther hole, so whatever hole you stopped on, you're going to go down one more. That's where your darning needle is going to enter. Yeah. And then you should go straight through to the top, through all your holes. It should be straight through now, so all you should have to do is cut a little. Now make this shorter, I would say. You see about that much. I typically cut. From there, you're going to tighten. Now you're going to take that, before you tighten, I will say take the darning needle one more time through, just so you can get it on this side, because you're trying to hide the strings, and you can do it anyway, but you're going to make a little knot, any type of knot, any knot that will stay. Tie it up tight, push it to the back, and always make sure this is a color that is matching. But yes, this is essentially what it will kind of look done. If you do have a question or a comment or any type of improvement tips on these videos, feel free to leave it below. I think it will be super helpful. Take care.